Do you know about the sleep experiment that was wiped from every official record, but still haunts the internet to this day? They say it started as a psychological study in the early 2000s, but what they found was not madness. It was something much, much worse. In the footage, it was buried because the subjects didn't just go insane, they changed forever. In 2003, a private research facility was contracted by a defense agency to run a highly classified experiment. The goal was simple: test a new experimental stimulant designed to eliminate the need for sleep. The compound had shown promising results on lab rats. The next step was human trials. 5 volunteers, all death row inmates, were offered a deal: participate for 30 days and earn full pardons. Desperate and forgotten by society, they agreed. The chamber was sealed. Cameras were installed. Microphones in every corner. They called it Project K9. At first, the results were impressive. The subjects stayed awake for 5 days. Their cognition remained sharp. They laughed, they talked, they even exercised. But then, something shifted. On day 6, one of the subjects sat motionless for over 12 hours, just staring at the wall. Another began tearing pages from a Bible and chewing them slowly, like gum. The researchers noted it as psychological strain, predictable, contained. But they didn't understand what the gas was doing, not to the body, but to the soul. Day 9. The microphone picked up a soft, rhythmic scratching. At first, it sounded like rats in the walls, but the room was sterile. There were no rats. When they checked the footage, one of the subjects had begun clawing at his own skin, not out of madness, not fear. He said he was trying to let the voice out. By day 12, communication with the subjects had almost entirely ceased. They refused food. They whispered to themselves constantly. One subject sat in the far corner of the room, mumbling the same sentence over and over again. "I see the eyes in the walls." Security tried to intervene, but the scientists refused. "No contact until the 30 days are complete," the project head insisted. That decision would cost them everything. Day 15, the chamber went completely silent. No talking, no movement, no breathing. Thinking they had all died, a security team suited up and entered the chamber. What they found was beyond comprehension. 2 of the subjects were dead. One had been disemboweled by hand. The other was missing his eyes and tongue. Yet no blood was present. It was as if his body had simply stopped being human. The remaining 3 were still alive. One was standing perfectly still, facing the corner, whispering in a language no one recognized. Another was kneeling in a pool of what appeared to be his own blood, chanting, "Let me stay, let me stay, let me stay." But the last one was smiling, not at the guards, at the camera. And then he said something that chilled every person in the control room. "You came too soon." The subjects were sedated and pulled from the chamber. Medical teams were waiting, but none of their vitals made sense. Their heart rates were normal, yet their pupils didn't respond to light. One had no pulse, yet was fully conscious. And when doctors tried to administer anesthetics to operate on the injuries, the drugs had no effect. One subject even began laughing during surgery, while his rib cage was open. "Why would you take us out?" he asked the doctor. "We were finally awake." The research head ordered the remaining 3 to be euthanized immediately. 2 complied, but the 3rd subject, now known only as Subject 5, resisted. He overpowered 2 guards, killing one, and escaped the surgical ward. Surveillance caught him walking down the corridor calmly, dragging a scalpel behind him. When the facility's emergency lockdown engaged, Subject 5 looked directly into the security camera and whispered, "They know I'm here now. And they're coming." The feed cut to static. 3 days later, the facility was shut down. All files were destroyed. Staff were either relocated or reported dead in accidents. The experiment never made it into any official record. But strange reports started to emerge in nearby villages. A man, pale and thin, with sunken black eyes, was seen walking barefoot along highways, whispering to passing cars. Livestock were found mutilated without a drop of blood spilled. And then, the children started disappearing. 7 cases within 1 month. No evidence, no ransom notes. Just one thing in common. Every child had complained of a man who watches from the shadows. Some locals believe Subject 5 is still alive, feeding off fear, avoiding sleep, sustained by the gas that twisted him into something else. Others think the gas wasn't man-made at all, but a doorway to something beneath human understanding. In 2018, a 27-second clip appeared on the dark web. It showed grainy footage of a man strapped to a gurney, eyes wide open, screaming in what sounded like 2 voices at once. A timestamp at the bottom read, Project K9, Day 14. The video was removed within hours, but not before Reddit users downloaded and analyzed it frame by frame. One user claimed the man in the footage had no irises, just black voids where his eyes should be. Another enhanced the audio and heard faint whispering layered beneath the screams. It repeated the same phrase, "Sleep is the lie. You are the dream." Some say it was AI-generated horror. Some say it was viral marketing. But the metadata pointed to an IP address linked to a now-defunct military server in Eastern Europe. To this day, no government has confirmed or denied the existence of Project K9. But more videos continue to leak, each more disturbing than the last. And some viewers report a strange side effect. A popular YouTuber, known for exposing conspiracy theories, downloaded the K9 footage to include in a video. 3 days later, he vanished. His apartment was left unlocked, his computer still running. His YouTube video was deleted, but not before it gained over 500,000 views. Dozens of commenters reported disturbing dreams after watching. Some said they saw a pale figure in their sleep. Others claimed they awoke to scratches on their arms, in patterns that resembled words. One user wrote, "I don't think I'm real anymore." Another replied, "He came to me. I'm awake now." And then, a chilling post appeared under the video before it was removed. Once you see the eyes, you can't unsee them. They wait in the dark, and they don't want you to sleep. Do you still think the human body needs sleep? Or is sleep the only thing keeping them out? The footage is gone. The files are buried. But if you dream tonight and you see a man with no eyes watching you from the corner, don't wake up. He hates that. And whatever you do, don't fall asleep again.
Subscribe for more stories. And remember, the shining teeth is watching you.